What's up, everyone? I'm here with Terry Gingles, my man from LA. How's it going today, Terry?
I'm pretty good, Chris, man. How you doing?
I am excellent. Very happy to finally have you on. Took a couple weeks to arrange a date, but here we are. Where are you calling from in California?
I am calling from beautiful downtown Burbank.
Burbank. Are you home in an office? Where are you at?
I'm at home. I'm at home.
Just hanging out. How's your day so far?
Day's fantastic, man. Like the weather, it's starting to warm up a little bit, so that's always a good sign.
When did you turn 40?
On March 16th.
March 16th. All right. So you're very new to our side of the 40.
You know what? I'm here. The water's it's warm. It's not too bad. So I've been here for a few weeks now. It's not too bad. So
All right.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, this is going to advance the ball in the 40 world. So, you ready for your 40 questions?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's rock. So, in your five headlines, you mentioned a football stadium. What football stadium did you have to shovel and why?
Okay, so I went to Clark Atlanta University, and I graduated in 2001. In 2001, 2000, no, 2001, 2002, they shot the film Drumline there. Drumline is a film about marching bands, but takes place in the fall during the school year.
Hmm.
January, I want to say 3rd, I don't know the exact date, 2002, it
Yeah.
snowed in Atlanta. It never snowed. I was there for 5.5 years. Never snowed. It snows in Atlanta, and it's like maybe 6 inches, which is pretty serious for the South. So the next 2 days, they started shooting interior shots, hoping the snow would melt away. The snow didn't melt away, so they sent all the PAs, production assistants, and interns outside to shovel the whole football stadium. I'm talking about the stadium, the field, the background behind the stadium, like the grass, like everything that could be in the shot. We were out there shoveling.
Like how many PAs are there working on that? Like what share of the pie were you responsible for?
I would say we was probably about maybe like 15 of us. They found some other people. The first half hour, I did it for like the first hour and a half, and dude, like that's the day I bought my ticket to move to LA. Like I came home and I was like, F this. I'm not going to be struggling in the film business in
In
Atlanta.
Atlanta, right?
I'd rather do it like out there. But what happened, and then I finessed it. I ended up getting on the John Deere. They would shovel and put the snow in the back of the John Deere,
Right.
and I was driving it off. So I finessed that like an hour into it. But like, yo, that motivated me to get out of Atlanta and move to LA right away. Even though I always knew I wanted to move in LA, live in LA anyway. But
I like
that
that.
was
I like that drumline's a good flick with Nick Cannon, right?
Man, it was yeah, it was it's kind of become like a little classic movie. We had no idea working on it, man, but I met a lot of friends for life on that film, so I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity.
How often do you correct someone when they say your last name? Do they say a percentage answer will do because it's Jingles but with a G.
Right. I corrected my. I mean, it's they say Gingles. So I correct. It's probably happens like I say like one out of every 10 times.
If you could teach a high school class on any subject, what would it be?
Ooh. It'd probably be film production, direction. I wish I would have had that class growing up. I grew up in Indiana, and I wasn't even like on the. It wasn't even an option. So I teach film production. That'd be what I do. And maybe like if a B question, a B answer would probably be history. I love history too.
Let's say you have to go on a road trip from Burbank to Minneapolis, and you have to bring three people with you. Who would they be? And they can't be a family member.
Okay. One, I'm bringing Tupac Shakur.
Okay.
I'm bringing Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
and I'm bringing Robert Evans, who's like a super classic film producer. He produced. He ran Paramount when he got The Godfather going and Chinatown and Rosemary's Baby. So he was, but he's like a super big personality, and I would love to ride with those three guys. That'd be dope.
Nice. You're a big Tupac guy?
Oh, huge Tupac guy. You know what I'm saying? Like from his first single when he was on the Digital Underground song, same song. Like when I heard that, back in 1990, 91. That was my guy. So it's been a long road.
What three words would your best friend use to describe you?
I would say funny, loyal, and a listener, a great listener.
Nice. That's important.
Yeah. That's the key to being a good friend, or it's the key to like, you know, getting in good with the ladies too. Just be a good listener.
Or a good podcast host, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
So, first feature film coming up, very exciting. Obviously, what's the name of the movie and what's it about?
It's a film's called Shadow, and it's about a private investigator who was hired by a woman to investigate her fiance. And during the course of the investigation, the investigator and the woman fall in love with each other. So it's like it's a dramedy with a little bit of romance. But you know, the story, I love the story because like it kind of it's my first feature, and I can play it in different styles and genres that I've always wanted to tell anyway. As far as like drama, comedy, we have flashbacks to him being, cause he's like an ex-CIA guy, so we have flashbacks to him doing that kind of stuff. He's an investigator, so I can play with film noir, which is probably my favorite style of film. So it was just like one big gumbo pot of just everything I ever want to do from here will be birthed from this movie right here.
Awesome. Was this always the goal? Feature films?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been doing, I saw the TV show a couple years ago, which is funny because, you know, if you saw that story today where LeBron James kind of is suing Nick Saban for a barbershop show that he's doing.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I saw the TV show 2 years ago maybe 3 years ago at this point, that took place in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, maybe can I sue LeBron? You know what I'm saying? Is there a trickle down suing going on here?
You know, when I don't want to go off track here, but when I saw that, I was like, you know, things have happened in a barbershop before. We've all seen Coming to America, and if you're going to go
Right.
down the fictional aisle, but like the fact that LeBron can't own the barbershop space anytime someone talks in a barbershop, I'm totally with you.
Yeah, that's ludicrous, man. So whatever, man. But yeah, so I had done that. I shot like a lot of independent stuff, independent pilots, independent short films, commercial type promotional videos for corporation type deals. So, but featured films is always the goal, you know. And I'm very happy to have this opportunity, man. I've been waiting for this all my life, really. So.
Awesome. That's
man.
That's exciting.
Oh gosh, you have no idea.
Everyone out there, make sure you go check Shadow whenever that comes out. Any idea when that's slated for release, or you have no idea until filming ends?
Yeah, I have no idea till filming. Like we're not starting until like late spring, early summer. So I have no idea. They're just now working on getting distribution for it now. So, you know, I'll definitely keep you posted for sure.
What's your favorite Tarantino film?
Ooh, man. Wow. I have two. Well, first of all, there's no bad Tarantino film, okay?
Fair enough.
I would say it's a tie between Reservoir Dogs and Django Unchained. Those are like, Pulp is good and so is Jackie. They're all great, but my 1 and 2 are Reservoir Dogs and Django.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Well, shoveling snow. But when I first moved out here, I got a job at the call center at Public Storage. So it was not a fun job. I didn't realize that Public Storage needed a call center. You know what I'm saying? But people call in, and here's a fun tip too, because I used to, when I did that, like you would get a breakdown of wherever the person was calling from, you see where they're what storage places were by their residence, and you can check one place that can be on one street, and like 4 blocks over, it can be like about $100 difference in the price. So always like price check with public storage because you can be paying $59 a month for one and 180 for the other one. It's only like 4 blocks away. So that's a fun tip. That's why I took that job. So I know that was a fun tip.
There you go. You suffered to just provide knowledge to to everyone out there who's gonna
Listen,
store anything in the future.
listen, we're 40. We gotta save money now. We gotta be responsible with our money now. We're
Responsible
40.
adults.
Yeah.
What are you curious about these days?
Oh man, that's a good question. Um. Wow. You know what? I'm curious about how many real legit shots you get at love. Because I've it's been a tough. It's been an interesting run. I won't say tough, and you know, and maybe that's me being a naive person or like holding on or respecting the first one I had, but it's been hard to find something that kind of compares to that. Um, so I don't know if I'm chasing a dragon or not, but I am curious to like, will it ever be that first hit? Will it ever be as good as that? I pray it is. I hope it is. I hope there's something else, but like, I'll be asking questions now, man.
I mean, now's the time for self-reflection. So you start to look back and think about all the things you may have done, may have taken a left turn instead of a right turn, and yeah, I think it's a normal thing to consider at this point.
Yeah, man, definitely, definitely. So I respect everybody who's found it, man. That's the golden goose there, man. That's for sure.
So record-setting high jumper. At what point or age in life, if it happened yet, were you like, you know what, I got to stop jumping?
Oh, I had nothing to do with it. My body was like, no.
Your body told your
We're
mind.
good. You know what? The last time I dunked was probably on my 35th or 34th birthday, and like I hadn't dunked in years, and like because none of my friends out here know about my athletic life, like they don't even like when they look at me, they don't even see that. So I started working out like in my early 30s again, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dunk again and show these guys. So what happened was I the whole morning I'm at the gym, I'm like, I dunked like 5 or 6 times. I'm like, oh, cool. And like, they'll be here in an hour. I'm going to show them again. I get there, I throw one down. And when I do it, like, I just pull my whole quad. I just felt this whole thing rip. But I got the dunk in. They saw it.
All right. That's it? No more?
Yeah, that was the last time. But I started working out again last year. And I kept saying I was going to try to get one down. Like when I'm in my 40s, so I'm a ways away from that, but that's still a goal, though. It's a goal.
Stretch, gotta stretch it out.
Stretch, ice, heat, everything.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given, or one that stands out?
There's actually two, man. The first one. I used to be an assistant to the rapper Scarface, and I was an assistant for back in like 2003, I think 3 or 4, and I'm a writer, you know what I'm saying? So I used to like pal around with him, and while he was going to the studio and stuff, I would just watch him and observe him, and that's actually how I learned how to write, just being around that guy. And he told me one time, he said, if your ass ain't crying when you're done writing, then you didn't write the right shit. And that's the mentality I take into everything I write. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not emotionally connected to it, or I don't literally cry when I'm done with it, then I won't put it out. I won't let anybody read it because it didn't touch me. So if it's not touching me, there's no need. I can't expect for anybody else to get it if it didn't get to me. So that was some of the realest shit I ever heard. The other advice was from a director. I was a photo double. I was a photo double on a shoot for Bill Bellamy. But I was in the union, so like you make pretty good money doing that, so I was kind of content. This is my second year out here. So I was kind of content with just like getting these easy checks,
Sure.
working for a few hours. And the director, his name is Paris Barclay. and he was like the president of the DGA, and like he's a really awesome TV director. And he pulled me to the side and he's like, "Yo, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "Well, I'm just chilling now. I mean, I got a film degree, but eventually I want to start shooting. But I'm kind of cool doing this." And he was like, "Well, just remember this: people remember you how they met you. So, you know, do what you want. Do go be a film director. Don't be out here, being on sets and people, being a stand-in and all this stuff. Like, because people will remember you and give you that kind of respect." So that was like the last day I did that. I stopped doing that. I went and got like a regular job and started writing and directing after that.
Nice.
So
So you took his advice and just kind of ran with it.
had to, man, had to.
Was Scarface's advice solely about music writing or any type of writing?
I took it as any kind of writing because like I wasn't even dabbling with music. I didn't start doing music till like 3 years ago, but I was writing poetry. I've been writing poetry every day since like the '90s, man. And I just seeing and I was always before I worked for him, I was a fan of his. So because I connected with his music, how he delivered it, his subjects, the emotion behind it, and if that's his blueprint to get to that point, then I gotta steal that. If
Sure.
I want to be halfway decent, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
What is something that hangs on the wall in your home?
man, movie posters. I have a lot of movie posters up here. I got Chinatown, Empire Strikes Back, Blade Runner, Bamboozled, Boys in the Hood, my own one of my joints. Um, I keep bringing up people's names, man, but like it's just the life I've gone through. For my 40th, I have a picture, a drawing, a painting by Floyd Norman. Floyd Norman. He gave that to me for my birthday. And Floyd Norman is like the first black animator in Hollywood history. Like he worked with Walt Disney and he worked on like the Jungle Book and all that stuff that we grew up watching from the 50s and 60s and all that stuff. And he's like a mentor of mine. So like him giving me, that's probably one of my most prized possessions because I've known the guy now for like maybe 4 years and I've never asked for anything because I don't do that. So it was really touching that he gave that to me, and I framed it right away because he's a legend. And he does a documentary on his life on Netflix now. It's called Floyd Norman, An Animated Life, and it's really, really good.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, man.
Who was your celebrity crush?
Yeah, you got time? You got time for this?
Just pick one.
Jeez. I gotta go on longevity, man. I've had a crush on the singer Maya since 1997, man. So that's 21 years. So she's the goat.
That's kind of a random one though. I like that.
I love Maya, and I love Rosario Dawson.
Love, yeah.
Yeah, and I love Halle Berry too.
It's a good trio there. How do
Oh
you
yeah.
how do you define the word smart?
Um, Somebody who listens. um, Somebody who listens and thinks before they speak. Somebody who doesn't react fast. Somebody who processes before they react. I think that's intelligence, man. Yeah.
Who is your oldest friend and where did you meet?
Oh, my oldest friend. Wow, that's a good question. Um, that's, wow, you stumped me with that one. You know what? I would. This is kind of cheating,
Yep.
but he is. I mean, it's my cousin Michael Futch. Like he's been my friend my whole life, But I know that's family, so that's kind of cheating. If I were to say my oldest friend that I still talk to now, it's probably her name is Sia Nyorker. I met her in 4th grade, and at St. Lawrence Elementary School, and like we're still cool to this day. So um, that's probably my oldest friend. I'm thinking about now. Yeah, that's it. That's it, man.
All right. If I talk to Sia or Michael, how would they fill in the following sentence? I love
Uh,
Terry. He is the greatest, but I wish he were a little less blank.
well, first of all, I always say I'm the greatest, so that sentence worked.
That part works. No, all right.
And so the segue from that to that is I wish he was a little bit less cocky.
He's the greatest, but I wish he would stop telling me that he's the greatest.
Right, because he's not really the greatest. If you gotta tell me, then it's not that. It doesn't
All
work.
right.
Right. No, but I steal that from Ali. So I mean, that's why I love Ali.
Of
So, like,
course, of course.
it's where I get that from.
If you could have a drink with one fictional character, who would it be?
Oh man, Han Solo. Han Solo. I wanna talk to Han, and I wanna get the stories with him and Lando back in the day. How him and Chewie met. Just I think he can probably hang with me too with that. He can probably hang with me. So yeah, I'm going with Han Solo, man.
Nice. What's a piece of advice you would give to your 20-year-old self?
Um, Embrace digital filmmaking. Because I'm like, well, Kirk, I'm 40, but like my class when I was in school is like one of the last classes that learned how to shoot film with actual film. And so I was like, quote unquote, film purist guy. Like I only shoot with film, whatever. And then when the digital stuff started happening, I just didn't embrace it because it didn't look good at first, and it just wasn't film. So I didn't start embracing shooting with film on digital until maybe like 2004, 2005ish, maybe around there. So so I went like years after film school without shooting because I couldn't afford film. But I was like, I only want to shoot on film. But then you're like, well, if you want to shoot something, you're gonna have to embrace this digital thing. So I wish I would have embraced it earlier, because I would have had more, more, would have learned more lessons to learn. 'Cause you learn by doing.
Hmm.
So I might have come to where I met a little earlier had I started then.
Gotcha.
So
For
yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
So, director, songwriter, poetry, scripts, you kind of run the gamut. Who is your favorite artist? And I use the broad term artist to kind of let you take that wherever you want.
Okay. My favorite artist, man, is Tupac. I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing, because I mean, the guy acted. He of course he rapped, but he wrote poetry, and that's what motivated me to write poetry. You know what I'm saying? Seeing somebody who was still a guy and a man who can still write stuff from the heart and the stuff that might seem soft or vulnerable, like that gave me the courage to want to write. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely my favorite artist. Like and most the person who's influenced me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like because I know him and Scarface were cool, man. So I used to always try to milk him for stories about Pac, man, and he was like, he'd give them to me like after we were drinking or something. But nah, man, that was like, Tupac was the guy, and he still is, man. He's still inspiring a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What does the first hour of your day usually look like?
Oh man. The first hour of my day, I usually drink a glass of water, and then I can't lie, because out here, Undisputed, the Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp show comes on at 6:30 in the morning, so I usually up at 6:30 and I catch them for a few, and then checking emails, man. Like that's my first thing usually. That's my morning.
What about breakfast? When are you having breakfast?
You know what? I don't usually eat breakfast. I'm doing like that intermittent fasting thing where I don't eat till like 2. So my hours of going in are between 2 and 10. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to drink as much water as I can before 2, and then after that we pig.
How long have you been doing that?
I started that around maybe like late June, early July last year.
How's it going?
July.
How's it going?
It's going great, man. Like the first 2 weeks was tough. I put on some weight, man. I went to New Orleans last spring, and dude, I was as heavy as I came back the heaviest I ever been in my life, dude. I was like 210 pounds. Like clothes weren't fitting. Like undoing the belt buckle when you drive. It was horrible. And so I started working out around May, and then I hit like a log. I hit like a line where I couldn't drop past a certain point. I wanted to get like around 190, and I just couldn't get it. And then one of my friends told me about the intermittent fasting, and like that worked, man. That took me like I lost like another like 7 pounds like right away, you know. And so even if I don't work out as much, just eating like that has caused me like to keep my weight where I want it to be. And then if I want to lose, I'll just start working out harder. But like it's cool. It's not as bad as you think.
Hmm.
Plus, you know, I don't want to do. Because I tried doing like all the vegan stuff, and nothing against being vegan or being, you know, vegetarian or whatever, man. But like I like eating. I love cooking, and with the fasting, man, you can pretty much still eat what you want. Just, you know, because you're burning off the fat in that 16 hours that you're chilling, you know. So yeah, no, it's been a while.
What's something that you've tried that you'll never ever try again?
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna sound like a punk here, man, but I'm not doing no more roller coasters, man. I'm done. You know what's funny? I'm a high jumper. Used to dunk on people. Like I don't even like heights anymore, which is hilarious. But no, I'm not paying anybody any money to have them get my heart rate up anymore. Like I'm just not doing that.
Have you been on a roller coaster like somewhat recently?
Oh no, I think my last roller coaster might have been like in like 2004 or something like that.
Oh, so it's been a while. Because like
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I used to love roller coasters, and you know I've been on a few recently. I have nephews who are 12. You know, so like,
Oh,
but when I get off, I feel like I'm, you know, gonna pass out or worse, or my whole shit is just
the
offline. Like, I don't know
equilibrium.
what's going
Like
on.
what the fuck are they doing? Nah, I'm good, man. It was funny because you know they take the picture of you.
Right.
I had like the worst roller coaster face, man. And my friends saw the picture and they bought the picture and framed it. it was it's not fun, man. I don't. No, I'm not doing it no more. No, I'm cool. Even the thought about it gives me anxiety now. Like
Right.
I'm good. Yeah.
If you won the lottery tomorrow, what are three things that you know for sure you would do with the money?
Um, I'll make sure my mom and dad's house is paid off, and I'll make sure my sister's house and her husband's house is paid off. And I I I I finance my films, that's for sure. And I put money behind an invention some research for an invention I have, idea that I have.
Awesome.
That's where it goes.
What's the last book that you read?
Oh man, I'm reading a book right now. Um, it's the Jaws log. It's the Jaws log. It's kind of like chronicling the making of the movie Jaws, and it's pretty fascinating. I'm only like about 4 or 5 chapters, not about 6 chapters into it, but I'm reading that now. And let me see, the last book I read, um, it might have been The Alchemist again.
How often do you pull that one out?
Probably like maybe every 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
maybe. Like, dude, it's sitting right here. Yeah.
Would you rather die in 25 years with no regrets or in 50 years with many?
Oh, 25 with none. Yeah. Yeah, and you say that, man, like, because that's not far away.
No, it's not.
But I mean, I guess 65 with no regrets.
It's a pretty good life.
That's a good life, man. That's a
Yeah.
good.
If you could have personally witnessed one event in history, what would you have gone back to see?
Yeah, you know what? This is one that when I read it, I thought about it, and it's kind of deep, but it's real. I would go back into my family's history into the last day before one of my ancestors was trapped to be a slave, just so I can get an idea where they're from, where I come from, what the traditions are, and just have a just a sense of self, you know. So I would go back to that day before that person got caught and just see how they live, where they're from, and just uh, be able to get a better sense of like who I am.
Very cool.
Yeah, man.
We discovered before recording that we are both big Laker fans.
Oh yeah.
So, being around the same age, are you a Magic guy or a Kobe guy? Obviously,
Oh
both. Obviously, both.
yeah.
But
Magic's
what?
my favorite player of all time.
Okay.
Like that's it. It starts with Magic. That's how I got into the Lakers. Um, Magic is like he, in my opinion, he's the best player of all time. In my opinion. I
Hmm.
mean, I think if you, he's probably anybody in any era would have loved to play with that guy. He was a true point guard. He was a true leader, um, and he just played the ball the right way. I love Kobe because we're the same age. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm always representing for the 1978 babies. You know, but Magic's my guy, man. That's it.
We'll talk more about that one later. Well,
All right, all right.
offline. Well,
Gotcha.
for your last meal, what are you having?
Oh, surfing and turfing, man. Lobster and medium rare steak.
What kind of steak? What kind of cut?
Filet,
All right.
a filet.
What's a skill that you want to acquire in the next 40 years?
Um, skill. I would say this is going to sound cliche, but I would like to learn how to play the guitar again. Like I took lessons when I was a kid, but you know, I was like maybe like in the fourth grade. That don't count, you know.
All right.
Uh, but yeah, I realize now I probably was because I'm left-handed naturally, but I'm ambidextrous. So I think if I tried it again, I would learn with the right hand because I think that would be better for me. So I think I learned with the left hand, but I really could never put it together.
Hmm.
But when I play around with them now, I feel more comfortable with my right hand. So I will learn how to play the guitar for sure.
What are you afraid of?
Oh, what am I afraid of? Mm. Not time, not having enough time to execute every crazy idea that I have that I come up with. That's not having enough time to create, like to do what I want to do creatively. That would that really suck. Really suck, or at least try. You know, because you're not going to be successful with everything you do, but at least try to execute everything I have in my head. Yeah,
I'm guessing you're a creative dude, so there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
dude.
Is there realistically enough time to do that?
Well, you know what? There's the ones that you really spend time on. You know what I'm saying? I think those are like maybe you know, there's four or five or six that you know you can do. Like out of the hundreds, you're like, okay, these are the priority ones. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, I think there's I got a good five in there that I would want to do.
Right. It reminds me of a quote by Seth Godin, the digital marketer extraordinaire. He said, "You don't need more time. You need to decide."
Yeah, that's real. That's real talk. That is real talk.
What are you most excited about right now?
Oh, my movie.
Well,
That's it.
of course.
Yeah,
All right.
man. Hey,
Besides that, because that was too that was a layup.
my edit. No, I'm just the whole thing. What am I most excited about? Um, I'm gonna say, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about being comfortable with the person I am. Like when I turned 40, man, I just really just embraced who I was, and I'm excited to see where that embracing this part of me, where that takes me in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, I mean, we all have insecurities and stuff, man, but like I just embraced who I was, you know, and I feel myself I feel myself walking different and interacting different, and that can't that the only thing that can happen from that is good, and it's going to probably help me knock down a couple of fears I have that I've dealt with. But yeah, that's what that is, man. I'm excited about this journey now, man. Seriously, and that sounds maybe this journey sounds like cheesy, man, but no, that's so serious, man. I'm really excited about what's to come. Yeah.
What is a quirk of yours that few people know about?
Oh man, everybody knows I bite. I'm a nail biter. I'm a oral fixation. So I'm biting nails. You saw me. I vape. I chew pen caps. I chew straws. Um, I have to have something going on. I'm always drinking, you know what I'm saying, drinking water or drinking something like that. There's always something going on. Um, One thing that people might not know about me is that when I put on my deodorant, I have to do the same strokes under each arm, and if I
Same number.
do the same number,
Yeah, me too.
and if I mess up, I have to start over. Or if I
Well, how do you mess up? If you go to one too many on one on the second
Yeah,
side.
you might do it quick, like, oh, did I do five? Oh, then I'm like, all right, just start over. You know what I'm saying? Or there have been times where am I walking out the house and I'm like, I only did five on that arm. Like I gotta go back and do one more stroke. You know what I'm saying? Like I do that.
Do you do that with anything else in terms of like a right and a left like have to match type of thing, or is that just strictly a deodorant thing?
Brushing my teeth,
You have to
same
same amount of time on each side.
same strokes, and if I mess up, I start over. So that's it though. Those are the only two. There's nothing. I don't have to like open the door four times and stuff. Like that's it. You know what I mean? So those are my things. Those are my things.
What do you use or turn to release stress?
Cooking. Cooking has been. I have embraced cooking in the past. I say 5 years, 5 or 6 years, and at first it was just because I couldn't afford to go out to eat all the time, but um, it was such a great stress relief, man. They call it culinary art, you know what I'm saying? So like whenever I'm in a rut where I maybe have writer's block or I'm not being as creative how I want to be with what I do, like that's been an outlet for me to stay creative, you know. And I love like try to make everything from home. I was growing my own herbs for a second, and I really enjoyed you know going outside, cutting off some basil, and making my spaghetti tomato sauce from scratch. And and like it's so dope, and you feel relief when you do it, and then you get to eat it at the end. So it's a double win, man. It's a double win.
The process gets rid of the stress, and then you get to actually sit down and eat.
And stress eat, so it's all
Win, win, win.
right. I love it. It's my favorite thing.
If you could relive one single day from your past exactly as it was the first time, what day would you choose to experience all over again?
What day would that be? Man. Man. I'm going to hear this. Okay. I would probably relive the day. I relive the day the first time I told my first love that I loved her, because everything that whole time in my life was really cool. You know what I'm saying? And like, just you were still young, carefree.
How old were you?
Like 17. You know what I'm saying? So I that part time in my life, man, I was still in high school, still high jumping, still carefree, and not even knowing, like, thinking you stressing about stuff you're not, but which ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing like it was definitely a good time. So I would relive that day.
What's the best compliment you've ever received, or one that stands out as important?
My best compliment was from my dad, man, and my dad told me I was his hero, and I'm like, what the hell? Because like you're mine, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that totally caught me off guard, man. So um, like, that shit like made me tear up hearing that, you know, because I don't understand like how I could be anything like that for him. But you know, um, it was humbling and I super appreciated that, man. That was like one of the best things, if not the best thing anybody's ever told me.
How old were you when he told you that?
Um, maybe like 30, like maybe 37, 37, maybe. Yeah. And he told me again on my birthday. So, you know, it was an emotional thing right there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who is someone that you think should be a guest on this podcast?
Who should be a guest in this podcast? Well, so I got a friend staying there. They just walked in. I'm like, um, you know what? My friend Sia, I was telling you about Sia New Yorker. And she,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to put her out there, but she's turning 40 on April 16th. So, and I think she'd be a good interview for you too.
All right. Happy almost 40th to see you. Let's
Yeah,
let's get her in the mix here.
no doubt. I'll link her. I'll
All
link
right.
you guys.
What is something that all 40-year-olds should go and do or try ASAP? A call to action for our fellow 40 somethings.
I would say you have to go out. If you haven't done it, you have to go out and accomplish at least one dream, because like when that just builds momentum to accomplishing other dreams. You know what I'm saying? But you have like the feeling you get when you set a goal and you hit that mark. Like you can't even describe that feeling. It's one of the best feelings ever. So accomplish a dream, and it ain't got to be big either. You know what I'm saying? Just it can be big, it can be small, but that momentum will carry you over to whatever other dreams and goals you have in life. You know what I'm saying? And think outside the box with it too. Like try it. You never know. Failure's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Failure is good. You learn from failure. Like, you know what I'm saying? I embrace and failure, you know? Like now, you know, especially as a filmmaker, like I'm not gonna show you my failures, but you know what I'm saying? Like they are there, you know what I mean? And that's what the fuck that's how you learn. You know what I mean?
If you could work for any person in the world, who would it be, and what job would you want?
If I can work for anybody. I'd be a director for hire, working under the producer being Robert Evans or Ridley Scott. You know what I'm saying? Having them, you know, I wouldn't mind them being like the producer and, you know, being over me while I shot a film that they were producing. So either it'd be Robert Evans or Ridley Scott or Michael Mann, one of those three.
Is that how it works, where the big producers have a director that they bring on for any of their films?
Yeah, yeah. The producers usually hire the directors. You know what I'm saying? So, or you know, so you got like Brian Grazer, he'll hire like Ron Howard to do something. You know what I mean? Or Spielberg was producing Transformers, he hired Michael Bay. You know, that's kind of how it goes.
Right. If you were hosting this podcast, what is a question you would want to ask other 40-year-olds?
Oh man, 40-year-olds. I mean, I say real simple: Michael Jackson or Prince, or Biggie or Pac. Which one you going with? You know, we know you know what I'm saying. There's an answer there. We know those answers.
Well, I know what your answer is for the second one, but give me Michael Jackson or Prince. What do you got?
Prince, man. Prince is like, you know, Michael's dope. He's one of the best entertainers of all time. But man, Prince was just like a crazy artist, man. Played all those instruments, wrote all those songs. He was just like a hard worker and had his own sound. Like Prince is like one of, if not the greatest musician America's ever put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy's just amazing. Songwriting, musician, like he's the best.
We've reached the end of our questions here. I got one more for you, which is the same for everyone. Yours is actually, I'm excited for your answer because yours is a little different than everyone else's. you chose a song to play us out of here today, and explain. Well, tell everyone what song it is that they're going to hear in the next minute or so, and
All
why
right.
you chose it.
I chose a song called One Shot, and it's performed by a singer named Lena. Lena is a friend of mine, and she had been reading my poetry for like years. And then one day just asked me out the blue if I ever want to try songwriting. And I was like, of course I'd try it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first song that I ever co-wrote on. And like I remember I wrote that track. I wrote a poem out the night like a week before, and it was this girl that I was cool with for a while, and then I was single. And I was like, man, should I ask her like on a date? Because we kind of being cool, and I didn't want to mess up anything, our friendship. And then I just remember just writing the lyrics, man. You know, you got one shot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's what if you listen to the song, it's really an inspirational song, but it stemmed from me building the courage to ask this girl out. But we just parlayed it into it meaning a whole taking a shot in life, man. One shot, one chance. Tonight, I'm giving it all I got. Pushing that stack towards the middle this time, even before the flop, because I play poker. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know, I need you to give me all you got. So yeah, that's it's the first song I ever wrote, and she ended up making it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was very excited about that.
Did you ask that girl out?
Yes,
How'd that go?
she said no. It was more like this. You mean like on a date? He's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
Well, Terry, I appreciate all of your time here. It was a lot of fun.
Man, I appreciate you too, man. This was awesome, dog. For
Yeah,
sure.
I'm glad we did this, and tell everyone where they can find you if they want to reach out and say hello.
No doubt, man. Again, I really appreciate you finding me, man, and asking me to do that. That was very cool and very humbling. Um, I'm at Terry Jingles, TerryGingles on Twitter, just one word, and then Terry underscore Jingles on Instagram.
And that is Jingles with a G, everybody.
With a G. I'm different.
All right, man. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy 40, and we'll talk to you soon.
Man, I appreciate it, dog. You too, man.
All right, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode of Past the 40.